welcome back to another adventure. Today I'm in South Devon and it is June, so it's been a while. I've not had many successful dives, so I've not put a video up in a while, but today hopefully things will be better. I'm down here with a couple of free diving club members, and the aim of this weekend is to get out to some new spots, get some fish, and then hopefully get some decent catches. This was not the approach I was expecting. Helping. Oh, this is why I wear surfing booties. This looks like a good place to get in. Let's go.
Having arrived quite late on the Saturday afternoon, I wasted no time and got straight in the water, eager to see what was waiting. Much like our Pembrokeshire trip from last year, the conditions for this weekend were not as good as we were hoping for. Although it was sunny, we were met with onshore winds and a little bit of swell, which made it a little bit on the choppy side. Despite this though, it felt great to be back in the water, and the conditions were definitely workable, with a good couple of metres of viz. This cove offered a great range of bottom structure. It was packed with thick kelp forests, large gullyways, rocky areas with cracks in. It was looking really promising. I was seeing a lot of bait fish in the area, which was a promising sign, as there surely must be predators nearby. Really healthy looking male spider crab. I wasn't really feeling spider crabs right now, and this guy was probably a little bit on the small side. Unfortunately, this lone bass was also too small. Now I'm going to apologise in advance for what you're about to see. I was diving down to check out a gully, and then I saw something moving in the corner of my eye, and well, brace yourself for this one. It's going to be messy.
Well, that was definitely my sloppiest lobster catch to date. I managed to knock my camera off my head and also lose a claw from it, but at least we caught a lobster.
Even if the retrieval was a bit carnage, I'm still pretty happy to get this lovely sized lobster. Now, despite being smashed into a rock, my camera was luckily not damaged at all, so I was able to continue filming using my trusty GoPro pole. Although I was trying a mixture of a spetto and a guato, I wasn't really running into any fish.
This chop's making it pretty uncomfortable. I've seen a couple of fish, but only a couple of small bass. I'm probably going to push a little bit more and then get out and take a breather, because this chop's pretty uncomfortable.
With no success in the shallows either, I decided now was a good time to get out and have a break.
I thought it was something floating in the water, but it turned out it was a seal. So if you don't know, the minimum landing size for a lobster in the UK, depending on where you are, can be ranged from 87mm to 90mm. Devon and Cornwall, it's 90mm. I use this. Back of the eye socket. Yeah. I'd say that's about 95, 96mm. So, a good size actually. Obviously it's missing a claw, which is my fault, but yeah, not a lot I can do about that now, is there?
Feeling sufficiently shaken up from the swell, I use this time to take in the breathtaking scenery of South Devon. Note to self, remember to bring seasickness tablets when you go diving.
Right, I don't feel as seasick now. I've had a little bit of a breather, so I'm going to quickly run back to the car, get my other mask, which has a GoPro mount on it, and then I'm going to get back in for a bit before sun goes down. What?
When I got back in, the swell had gotten even worse. At points, even my float was being flipped over by the waves. But I did manage to find this really nice crack, which held not one, but 2 lobsters. Now, I didn't clock the big one at first, but when I did, I immediately turned my attention to it. Unfortunately, once I grabbed the lobster, I could feel that it was soft, clearly from a recent molt, so I immediately let it go.
He just molted. I grabbed him and it was squishy and his arm fucking came straight off. Well, I won't be taking him anyway. The other one I didn't see. I'll have one more dive and see if I can find it and then we'll sack it.
Several dives later, I tried to get the smaller lobster out of his hole, but it was wedged far into the crack, and eventually I gave up the chase.
Whew. Nah, she ain't coming out.
So we decided to knock it on the head there, which was good for me because I needed to get back to the campsite and set up my tent before it got dark. So mixed results for day 1. I did a lot of diving and checked a lot of different areas, but unfortunately didn't find much fish life. But at least I came away with a nice sized lobster. Maybe tomorrow will yield better results. On day 2, we were greeted with some gorgeous weather. Beautiful sunny skies, not a cloud in the sky. The sea conditions had improved slightly from yesterday too. Today was looking like it was going to be the day that I run into a good sized bass.
It's much more sheltered on the eastern side of this little headland, which is good, so I'm definitely going to get in on this side. Possibly get in over there, just there.
Once kitted up, I slowly drifted out to find some depth, and I came across this little patch of stringweed, which typically is a good spot to find bass hiding. But no bass were home in this area. Within a couple of dives, I was sideswiped by this nice looking garfish, which at the time I didn't think was big enough, but looking at the footage again, it probably was big enough. Some areas in this bay were more susceptible to the swell than others, which made my seasickness kick in.
I feel like I'm going to be sick. Oh.
But what you're about to see made me quickly forget about my seasickness. This was actually the first time I've ever seen an octopus in the UK, so I'm super excited to see this guy. That feeling was definitely not mutual, as he clung onto this kelp super hard and I just couldn't pull him off.
Wow. First up octopus, yeah!
After that pretty cool encounter, it was back to the spearfishing, and this bay offered quite a lot of nice rocks and gullies to check under. Again, the sort of areas I'd expect to see a couple of bass resting up and hiding underneath the rocks. Now I did see a few wrasse, but no bass in this area.
Had to take a bit of a breather. This chopper's really beating me up, and I'm almost through up. So yeah, good old seasickness. Not seen much fish, a lot of small stuff, and obviously that octopus was really cool. Yeah, no bass as of yet.
Despite feeling like complete shit from seasickness, the ground around here was just too good to give up on, so I persevered. I was checking in all of the gullies, creeping through kelp fields, looking under rocks. Trying to be stealthy around the corners, and apart from seeing the odd wrasse, I just wasn't seeing any bass at all. I don't know what was up with this area, but the bass just were not here. Despite not finding any fish, I was covering quite a lot of ground in this area, and then I ended up having an amazing encounter I wasn't expecting.
Well, there you go, hey? Ha ha ha! Second octopus of today. I'm not going to eat it though.
Growing up, I've had a fascination with cephalopods, especially octopus, and to be holding one in my hands after all of these years was a very special moment for me. Now I'm only holding on to this octopus very gently, just enough to stop it from being able to swim away so I can have a look at it. It's clearly not happy with this, but I'm not hurting it. In all of the commotion, I even completely forget about my gun, which is merrily floating off into the sea. Until recently, octopus encounters in the UK have been rare, but with warming sea temperatures, octopus are becoming more and more common. Eventually, I release the octopus and resume my hunt for bass.
Oh, so after nearly 4 hours in the water, I've decided to give up the chase. I'm absolutely ball bagged from being chucked around that swell for 4 hours. Threw up in the water earlier as well, so yeah, great stuff. I don't think I'm going to find a fish today, which is a shame. It's just the joy of spearfishing. You just never know what's going to happen, and more often than not, it doesn't go to plan. Right, this is a last ditch attempt to try and find something before I go home. Probably going to be no longer than an hour, and I'm calling it no matter what. So fingers crossed.
With this being my final attempt to secure a bass, I was trying every tactic I could. I was espettoing, I was aguatoing, I was hiding in the kelp, I was looking in the cracks and the gullies. And sadly, once again, couldn't find any bass. I even turned my attention back to hole hunting looking for lobster, but every hole that I'd checked during this time was empty. Spearfishing can be both an incredibly rewarding sport, but also a brutally punishing one. Sometimes you might get a decent catch, and then sometimes you could search for hours and not see a single fish. But despite this, I always want to get back in the water.
Yeah, it's been a long day. I think I've done about 5 hours diving. Absolutely fucked. It was really choppy to start with, and annoyingly, now that I've finished up, it's getting nice and flat. It's a lot less choppy than it was earlier, which is just a kick in the dick, but not every story is a complete success story. I used to got a lobster yesterday, and seeing those 2 octopus today was pretty awesome, so I'm happy with that. Maybe next time we'll get some fish, but hey, still another time.